Good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock on Thursday. Welcome to today's HubLive. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today. We're coming to the end of this year's HubLives, which is absolutely amazing that the year has gone so quickly. So we only have a few left, and today we have an amazing guest and someone who is making such a profound impact on our local community and having such a profound impact on the kids of our local community, to be more specific. And I'm so privileged and honored and excited to speak with Theresa Homziak. How are you?
I'm very well, Liz. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So Theresa, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'll ask you how you come to be involved with the Smart Hub. But just give us a bit of information about Theresa first.
Sure. Well, biggest part of my life is that I have a son on the autism spectrum. So we live with a lot of stress and anxiety in all of us, which is what led me to start my business. But he's our only child, so we tend to do all that we can for him, which I hope all parents do, obviously. But he's our main focus, and that's what led me to here.
So when did you decide to start your own business?
About 18, no, it would be a bit longer than that now, probably about 20, 22 months ago. I just couldn't find my place in a school as a teacher aide, and wanted to be, when you work in the schools, especially because you've got Catholic education and then you've got the education department, the public system, they work very differently. Catholic education, you go from class to class and you might be only there for 40 minutes helping a child. I wanted to have a more deeper impact. I wanted to be with the same students and children each time, to be able to follow through what we were helping them with. And so that's where I looked into starting tutoring them. So I would be with them constantly on a weekly basis. So
tell us, you have mentioned tutoring, but tell us more specifically, what do you do? What is your business?
I tutor primary school students, so I assist them to become the best they can be in their education. So I do have a focus on special needs children, but I tutor all children, regardless of what level they're at, in that primary school sort of aid subject group. Now, I do say it that way because we do have teenagers, of course, that are on modified programs that may be doing primary school level math or English, or even with their reading. So, whatever age group, if they're studying that block in, prep to grade 6, that's where I step in.
Do you have a specific focus on a specific subject, so like math, as you mentioned, math or English, or do you do just everything?
I prefer to stick with our main 3, the math, English and reading. They're what we all need to be able to go through life. As much as we all might hate maths or hate English, we need those basics to be able to get through. And if children want to have, although, children don't have the capacity to think that far ahead, but we as parents do, if we want them to have a fulfilling, productive life, we need to make sure they understand these concepts now. We can't wait till they want to get into uni and realise they're only reading at a grade 4 level. We need to be able to make sure they're following it now, so that they can stay with their peers as they progress through the grades. So that's why I bring it back down to the basics. I get all the information from parents about what they're struggling with, and if they do have any special obsessions or likes or dislikes, I try and incorporate them into the sessions, because that makes it more engaging for them. And I've forgotten what your initial question was, because I tend to go off on tangents.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. No, you did answer my original question, which was, do you have a focus on math? And you did math and English, yes, and reading. You did say you focus on those 3 things. That's absolutely incredible. So what brought you to the Smart Hub specifically?
Well, a friend has a desk here, and he sort of mentioned it to me, and I have to admit that at first I was very nervous and anxious about coming into the space. So I started off with a hot desk, and then thought, well, this isn't too bad. And so I've moved up to a monthly sort of desk, and now I'm in then I went to the ring room, so which is a permanent desk with everything with 24/7 access, which suited really well when I do Saturday clients, so I can come in and do that. And now I'm in my little office of my own, which is just
I
lovely.
know, you've certainly worked your way up through all of our different levels of membership. So as you said, hot desk first, which is simply, you come and just get a desk for a day, or every day of the week, but it's whatever desk is available. And then next we do have that very special ring room where we have some permanent desks. We also have permanent desks in the main co-working area, but the ring room's pretty much all permanent desks. So then, yes, you made the transition, got more space, and then you've made this final step up again, which is into your own office. Congratulations. That office space is definitely at a premium. So you're doing something right when you get office space. It's perfect.
It's just awesome because, of course, you would know that with the membership, we have the ability to book the boardroom or the annex space to, meet with clients. And of course, I was doing that daily every week. So having this little room actually frees up those other spaces for other members, and I can bring my clients directly into the office, which will be a lot easier for everyone. So I've just ordered a recliner for the corner behind me so that mums can sit and relax when I'm tutoring their students. So that will be, because I'm going to use it.
That's so marvelous. That's so marvelous. So how long do these sessions go for? How long and how often do you work with the child for?
I work for an hour each week. So generally, new clients will start off on a semester by semester basis. I've found, or historically showing for the last 18 months, if they've booked for the semester, usually by the semester, we see progress on the report card, which is just the most exciting part for me. I love seeing that everything has gelled with them. And this happens in the sessions too. And I got shivers now, I got goosebumps, because it's really exciting for me to see when something clicks and they can run with it. So once parents are able to see that progress in black and white on the report card, they tend to book in for the next semester. And this year I'm booking for the year, for 2021. So it's really exciting to see that impact really being positive, and it's just, I can't explain it because the feeling is just so unreal to see them progress, because some children don't have the capacity to be able to, you can see that going to university might be a stretch for them. So it's getting them to where they can be the best they can be, and then follow them through. So
that's really phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So I always talk about and think about the fact that business is a vehicle for us as human beings to add value to the world, which means broadly to make other people's lives better in some way. So whether it's, big corporate companies providing electricity to people's homes, or whether it is universities adding education so that we can have better careers, or whether it is town planners, helping us plan our suburbs really beautifully. Every single kind of business adds value. The technology companies that we have do exactly the same. And so this is what you found. You found that business is the little vehicle that you can use to bring your incredible gift to the world and to make such an amazing impact and difference, not only to those kids and to the future of those children's lives, but also to their families and their parents. I know that when you have a child that needs help with school, regardless of what level they're on, right? Because we always know our kids and we know that they could do better, or that, we know where they're at. So we know sometimes your kid might be doing really well, but for a fact that if they applied themselves even 10%, that they would be doing better. Yes. And so And that often causes some stress in families. So I just take my hat off to what incredible impact that you are making in our region. Now, let me ask you about this vehicle for bringing your passion to the world, this thing called business, right?
Yes.
So were you reluctant to go into business? And just tell us a little bit about your thoughts and feelings prior to starting.
I had a completely different business plan than what I've ended up running. My initial plan was to crack the homeschooling market. So help those parents whose children didn't fit into the education system. And in our area, there is a lot. I found it very difficult to crack that market. And it's still there. It's still sitting there. So if anyone contacts me, I'm all over it. But I found that the demand for the out-of-school appointments was just huge. So I adapted. Luckily, I was able to do that, and my husband now is just able to pick Matthew up from school and take him to his appointments, and I get 2 afternoons a week with him. And so Daddy's really been able to fill that gap so that we could adapt the business. And it has obviously worked, because unfortunately there's only one of me and I'm having to turn people away. Speaking of business, I've got those plans moving forward, and if I can come across the right person that can back me up, then I'll be able to put somebody else on as well. But initially I wasn't nervous. I was very excited about the whole aspect. I did do a lot of relief and contract work at schools, and just felt that finally, in my 4th decade of life, I found what I was meant to be doing. And the affection and the understanding of children that I've always had, it doesn't matter who they are, what their background is, all children are adorable to me. And I just like to develop that relationship with them and their family. So I don't just look at the child, I do look at the whole family. Having that experience with the special needs side, it's a lot of families that vent to me and everything, and I can understand and give them little tips that can help, especially with young ones now that mine's in high school. But you asked whether I was nervous and whatnot. I wasn't. As I said, I was very excited. Kind of has a little bit of a sad beginning. The whole concept was thought out with a friend of mine who, before the business could launch, actually took her life. And so I kind of think of the success the business has is her looking down on me and helping it along. So, that's probably the only thing that affected starting the business. But no, I was never nervous about it. I was very gung-ho and excited.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I am going to kind of just summarize what you just said. And I almost put a call out there. So what Theresa has just said is that she is well out of capacity. Like, she has to turn people away. So if you are almost like Theresa, if you are passionate about loving children and you want to contribute to children's lives, and you have the ability to connect really well and to tutor primary school subjects, especially English, reading and math, please reach out to us via private message and we will put you in contact with Theresa, and there might be an employment opportunity there for you. Is that okay that I put that out there?
That's perfect. I would like to add that in Queensland, you don't need to be a teacher aide or a teacher to tutor. So, a lot of people might get caught up on that. Well, I don't have the qualifications. I'm a teacher aide by trade, but you don't need to be, as long as you feel that you can explain the concepts. And obviously there would be training involved. You would shadow me for a few weeks or whatever. But yes, there's no real qualifications needed. So.
Okay, so the qualifications needed is passion and a heart for loving kids and for teaching kids, and being as excited as Theresa and seeing kids learn and improve, and get that report card at the end of the term or semester and know that the work that you've done and the investment that you've made in these children have paid off big time. That's Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, so is there anything that you've learned in business that you can share with other people who might have a passion for something, and they might be home right now thinking, I've finally found in my life what it is that I am meant to do. and I need a vehicle to help me bring this to the world and get paid, because in the end, we all need to get paid so that we can live and that we can grow our businesses and that we can employ other people.
Absolutely.
And so if you have a passion for someone who is sitting at home thinking, yeah, I found the thing and I need to get paid, so maybe I need to consider going in business, give us some of your tips.
First thing I would say is research. So even if you don't know, I did not know where to begin. Like, how do I start a business? The first thing I did was just looked at what I was capable of doing, in what aspect I was able to do it. So the fact that my business had to adapt, that was another lesson. So you've got to be flexible. You can't sit down and say, that's my business plan when you get to that stage, and that's all you want to stick to. You've got to be flexible. If you don't know where to start, if even that research part is difficult, reach out to people that might know. So I've made a lot of contacts here through the hub that I have reached out to and picked brains and sat down and had coffee with. People don't mind sharing their experiences and their knowledge, especially when you're trying to get off the ground. So, you know, even reach out to yourself, because you were the first person I actually came and met with.
I remember that meeting so well, and you had your book, and I was so impressed and so excited about what you wanted to do. I remember it really well. That's going back more than 2 years now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So John actually said to me, you need to go and sit with Elise and she'll tell you what you needed to do. And I remember you saying to me, well, you're really organised.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yes.
You've got it all sorted.
Yeah, even contact the hub. You know, there's people here that will help you get off, you know, off the ground level and just start. So I'm a pen and paper person. So even when I found something online, I have to write it down. So I have notebooks everywhere with things in them. So if you can save web pages, write it down, whatever you need to do so you can keep track of the information you've learned. There are other things out there. I hooked up with the Serena Russo Institute through the new Enterprise Incentive Scheme, it's called. Now, years ago, I'm talking decades ago, it was something completely different than it is now. But they put me through the Certificate 4 in New Small Business. And I learned a lot through there, and it cost me nothing. It cost me absolutely nothing. Some people are eligible to get like a job search kind of payment through it as well. I wasn't. That's okay. I got the knowledge that I wanted. So I guess my biggest tip is research and reach out. You've got to find, don't be scared to ask questions. I ask questions and I don't care if they're stupid. Quite frankly, if I want to know something, I'm going to ask it. Yeah. If you get a no answer, at least you know. You know, okay, well, I can't do that, but let's try and go this way. Or Absolutely. Maybe I could tweak it a different way. Ask questions, research, and reach out.
Nice. I love that. Ask questions, research, and reach out. And I think ultimately the thing that you gain from doing all of those activities, asking questions, reaching out, and research, is you get to learn. And I think that's really important. Something that if you're thinking about starting a business, the one thing that I'll kind of just add to summarize what Theresa had said is that ultimately it's just another skill. It's like learning to drive a car or to ride a bicycle or to read or anything. If you have learned any skill in your life before, you know for sure that you have the ability to learn, and running a business is just another skill that you need to learn. If you've had to learn to cook, you can learn how to run a business. But don't think that it's all, people have this idea that, oh, it's just common sense. And in some ways it is. Like cooking is common sense too, but you still need to learn exactly, how all the different little things interact and what to focus on and what not to focus on. So I love that. Ask questions, research, and reach out. That has a nice ring to it. Absolutely. So tell us about your vision and plans for 2021. We're coming to the end of 2020.
Yes. Wow. I have a couple of things in development. So the plans moving forward are very busy. I'm collaborating with our therapist here in town to put together we're just calling it a communications hub for the moment, for special needs children. If time will free up, I will actually finish it in the next week or so that we can put our test out. But we're hoping to connect children that have odd obsessions, odd likes that aren't the norm, and they may not find it so easy to make friends that have the same likes and dislikes. So we're collaborating on that and putting together a portal for them to be able to find people.
So give us an example of an odd obsession.
My son is very sci-fi, and he loves 80s music, 80s TV shows, even going so back far as like 60s TV shows. Just loves them. He's not into all this new stuff, new music, all these reality programs. He doesn't have time for that. He doesn't like it at all. So he finds it difficult to find friends to discuss these with. So one part of our portal will be like a forum style. So they can have topics that they can all get on and type and text and to communicate. The other one is some kids like to play by the rules, strictly black and white. There's no colours, no grey, nothing. And it's hard to find other kids that will play exactly that way. And that's quite normal because we do branch off and learn new things and we want to try things, but some of our kids can't do that. So they need to be able to find like-minded people, or other kids that will play kindly. And by that I mean show respect for their friends when they're playing with, and not just sneak up with them. This Fortnite game has caused a lot of discontent in our household, so we've had to stop it. But his friends would just sneak up behind and shoot him, and they found that funny, but he didn't find that funny. So, finding kids that would play nicely and still learn together. So that's a big struggle with kids that have social issues, is finding that connection. So we're hoping to make a shortcut.
I love that. Love that. And you said, and do you have any, that is amazing. Do you have any other plans for 2021?
Oh, yes. I have a big long-term plan that I won't kind of go into too much detail yet, but if I can pull it off, I've got a lot of planning to do, but I'm hoping by the end of 2021 to at least have started a service for the special needs families in the area. We are sadly lacking therapists of all sorts here in Rockhampton. Waiting lists are phenomenal. And it's just so hard to get support. So I'm hoping to be able to bring something to the community that will cover all of that. So that's a big plan, but I'm pretty keen on it.
That's amazing.
Yes, and there's setting business up for my husband as well. So lots of little things happening that take lots of time.
Oh, everything always takes twice as long as you think it should or would.
Yes.
I think that's a rule of thumb. That's a rule of thumb. Theresa, you are such an inspiration. What I really also love about what you just said, and I see this with people in the hub all the time, is that they come in with a specific idea and then they realize that the people that they want to do business with, their market, probably need something that is a little bit different. And then, so the people who are able to adapt then find their market. And I don't know of anyone who's started the business and been able to run the business exactly the way they thought it would be prior to, entering business. So
Yes.
then you did that, and now you're operating your business and you're learning and you've developed all the skills needed to run the business. And now you're seeing bigger and better things and starting to use and develop technology. And now you're going to solve even bigger problems on an even bigger scale. I salute you. I respect you. I love your work. I think you're absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for sharing your story and that information with us today. Now, if you want to contact Theresa, either because you have a passion for working with children and you'd love to join her team, or you have a child that you'd like to take to her service to get tutored in either English, reading, or math, primary school level, regardless of the age of your child, it's really easy to get in contact with her. You can either just find her on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page, Theresa?
I certainly do. It's called AAA Tutoring Rockhampton. So I had to put the Rockhampton on there so that it actually would come up in the right area.
Nice.
So, yes.
So AAA Tutoring Rockhampton, just if you search that on Facebook, you'll find her page, and I'm sure you can message her directly through that. Or alternatively, just message us at the Smart Hub, or even comment, and we'll be sure to connect you with Theresa. Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your insight and your story with us. And thank you so much for joining us for another first HubLive for December.
Yes.
But as I said, I think we have 2 or 3 for the rest of the year, maybe only a couple. And then it'll be Christmas. So thank you for joining us. Crazy.
So it is.
We'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.